Hello there. Today we're going to talk about kinetic molecule theory.
This is the theory about matter and how everything is made of it. It also explains reasonably some things about temperature and force.
In this video, we will talk about the three states of matter: solid, while most things are made of, like a brick;
Liquid, like this guy. Metal Gear Solid reference, I don't know.
And gas. We're not talking about plasma since nobody cares about them. Hashtag plasma lives do not matter. Yippee!
Personally, I believe it's more of a spectrum based on viscosity. I don't think there's one explicitly solid or liquid thing. Like, for example, Jello. I think it's between them, like a spectrum. So, because it's solid, but it's also not liquid. Think of a solid like a crowd of very nervous people. They don't move that much because they don't have much space between each other. They also vibrate because they're nervous and shaking. They are also all chained together, so they move at the same time.
However, in liquids, these spaces are bigger. They look like this guy, and since they have more space, they are affected by gravity individually.
Gases are like toddlers. They run around to their heart's content. When they collide, they bounce off of each other and they start crying, which puts a lot of pressure on the parents, not gonna lie. On this case, the container that they are in.
Hello, it is me, the equal Lawrence, and if you somehow didn't understand that excellent demonstration, let me tell you about it in a different way. Solid particles don't move, and they all move in unison. Liquid particles are all spaced farther and they don't move in unison, and gases are even farther apart, so much that you can't see them. Also, the pressure in a container is based on how fast and how much the particles of the gas inside are colliding. If you were to put a ton of stuff in there, like CO2, the particles would compress, colliding more often.
When energy is added to a solid, the particles will vibrate faster and faster, creating more space between. This is how solids become liquids, as the particles become individually affected by gravity. For an example, if we put ice under heat, it will melt and turn into a liquid. And when we put energy, aka heat,
Heat is a type of energy, Mason.
to a liquid, aka water,
Not all liquids are water, Mason.
it will turn into a gas, aka steam.
Okay, this is getting out of hand. What he's trying to say is that when something is heated, the atoms move more, creating more space between them. Although he already said that. Let's look at this graph. This is another spectrum, and it isn't really as simple as a freezing and boiling point, as depending on the pressure, those points will change. The average pressure of the atmosphere is 101 kilopascals, so the freezing point would be at 0 Celsius and boiling at 100 Celsius. These are the points for water only though. However, if the pressure is very low, at 0.5 kilopascals, which is like ridiculously low, then your blood couldn't be a liquid anymore. So your blood would start boiling and you would die.
All matter is made up of tiny particles. These particles are made up of atoms and groups atoms called molecules. An atom is made up of things called protons, electrons, and neutrons. Protons and neutrons collect in the middle of an atom, creating the nucleus. The thing floating around are electrons. Elements are atoms with certain amount of these things. For an example, a hydrogen atom is made up of 1 electron and 1 proton. And molecules are made of different elements. Water, or H2O, is made of H2, 2 hydrogen, and oxygen atom. Water is a compound which is
A collection of 1 or 2 different atoms. Man, that was insufferable to listen to. Hopefully we get some better line delivery later.
Kinetic energy is the energy that is made when particles move. The bigger the mass of the object is, the more particles it has, so the entire object will have combined kinetic energy. There is another form of energy called potential energy. This type comes from before kinetic energy, and it is basically the energy something is about to have. If you're holding a nuke over a city, the potential energy would be falling, and the force expelled by that. The kinetic energy would be the energy that is emitting while dropping from the city.
I hope you guys enjoyed this Wait, no, do not drop that name.